Hey everybody, can you guys hear me okay? How do I play some music? Oh my god, Heather's in the house. Set it up. Give me a second, guys. Alright. Alright, give me a second. Let me set up here really quick. So you guys can see me okay, I take it, and hear me okay. Hello everybody, how's everyone doing? I'm gonna try sharing my whole screen, and I'm like, okay, do I have anything I don't want to be looked at on here? Alright, let's try it. We're gonna try something different today. Heather's in the house. I'm so happy to see you. How have you been, love? How? Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to set up here. Give me a second. Obviously, as you can see, I haven't been live in a minute. I have no idea what I'm doing. See, I can see. Hey, Amanda L. You know what's so weird, you guys? I cannot see when you guys, like how, can you see that right there? How it's green? On StreamYard, it doesn't show the green. So it looks so cool when you say that. Hey, Amanda. Heather says, I've been working all up in the drama. Have you been in the drama for the YouTube, girl? You gotta tell me the tea. You gotta tell me all the tea. You be holding out on me, girl. All right, give me a second. I don't like how that is with the screen, so I'm not gonna do it that way. So we're gonna obviously be talking. I like doing it this way. I think people do it a certain way, but here we go. This is better for me. All right, let me move things around. Am I too loud, you guys? I feel like I haven't been live in like forever. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm like, oh my god. It's been 2 weeks since I've been live. Hey Juicy, what's up? How are you? Hey John, you changed your last name. John, you changed your last name. Hey Monsters Underground. Hey, you have a channel? I think I want to channel this year. That's it. But I do enjoy it if it is you that has the channel. Audio is off and on with the echo, right? Echo, guys? Let me know. How's it now? Is it running smooth now? Let me know. You can't hear anything? Are you serious? I don't have another device on. I don't understand. Okay, hold on, you guys. I'm gonna remove. How about now? Can you hear me now? Testing. 1, 2, 3. You know what it is? It might be. It sounds like we have all this going on. Really? Are you serious? Still? Is it still bad? Okay. Let me see if it goes. All right. Let How about now? Is that better? If not, I have no idea what's going on. Got gone. Crazy got gone. Is that better, you guys? Let me know. I don't know why. I wonder if it's because I played StreamYard music. That's better. Yay. Okay, cool. I think it's when I play StreamYard's music. I don't know what it is. It does make me go in and out with my voice. I noticed it last time that I used it. So we're not going to play that shit no more because, yeah, makes it all horrible. Hey, Rose, how are you? Kara, how are you doing? Okay, let me share my screen again. Now that we got the audio taken care of, and let me take that off the screen. Yes, that is you. Oh, great. Can one of my mods link his channel, please? The Monsters Under Our Bed. I actually have been watching this channel, so it's pretty cool you're in here. I like your work, so please drop his link, please, you guys. And if you're new here, hello, my name is Crazy Crime Chick. I discuss true crime cases, not just one, multiple cases. And I'm normally not this like unorganized right now, but I haven't been live in 2 weeks. So I'm like, all over the place, but don't worry, I got it. And give it up for my moderators because they are the best on YouTube. I know every channel says that, but I truly believe I have the best mods because they're also there for me outside of YouTube. So they're the great. They're the best. And Heather Marie coming in big. Oh my God, girl. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that $50 super chat. I do appreciate it. I really, really do. Thank you, love, for that. How are you guys doing? Oh, Carly, I missed you guys too. I missed you guys too. So if you're new again, just ignore the beginning part and let's go from here. Again, let's start all over. Take 2. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Crazy Crime Chick. I discuss true crime, old and new, missing, solved, all of them. So if you're into different cases, please stick around. We like new people here. Don't be shy. Get in the chat. Let us know where you're from. And all opinions are always welcome here. I personally like talking to people that have different opinions than me because it makes the conversation better, I think. So hey, sweet Sherry, welcome to the memberships. You guys welcome her to the club, to the crazy club. We're all a little mad here, so if you can handle that, then great. Now, like I said, I haven't been live for a minute, so I do just want to say hi to my mods. I miss you guys so much. We got Valerie, we got John, we got Heather in the house, who we truly miss. I was just thinking of you too, Heather, the other day. I'll hear rap music, and I don't know why, girl, I think of you. Let's see who else we have in here. What other mod is here? Hey, Tomas, how are you? John, are you in here twice? John, hold on. Never mind. John, did you come in a different account? Hey, Mark, what's up? Miss Emotions, how are you? Her words got gone. Crazy got gone. She was missing. All right, you guys, let's jump into this. We're going to be talking about the double homicide. Now, if you guys are a regular on my channel, you definitely know this case, and I'm not going to do a recap of it because I feel like everyone already is aware of the case. And if not, just go to my channel and go scroll a couple of videos down. I have discussed this channel. Now, recently, I want to make sure I word this right. So recently, the search warrant had law enforcement unsealed it. In fact, they unsealed it, I believe it was on the February 18th, if I'm not mistaken. They unsealed it to the public. So now we got our hands on it. I want to make sure I'm not saying this is new information. This is something that happened immediately after Kylen and Crystal were found. A little bit before they were found. So it is new in the aspect of us getting our hands on it. So I just want to make sure I put that out there. I don't want no one to be like, this ain't new information. I'm not saying it's new, but in a way it is because it just, they just unsealed it. So I actually read this and it's going to be pretty much, let me move some stuff around. Hold on, guys. It's going to be the search warrant, and they actually had pulled someone over for a traffic stop, and this guy was acting so strange that they actually questioned him, and they questioned him about the murder. They straight out asked this dude, did you murder Kylen and Crystal? So that's how weird this dude was. All right. So now I do want to point out, it has come out that he has been cleared, which I don't know. I still have my questions, but we're going to go over this, and then we're going to watch the private investigator who has been helping the family out. He did talk about this exact warrant being released, so we're going to listen to that, and then we'll just have a good old topic. Sounds good. Let me get back to my comments really quick. Hi, Meg. How are you? And can you guys hear me sucking on this? That kind of sounds like all bad. Sounds all bad. All right. So let me do something else and share my screen in two ways. Let's get to the map so we have a visual for you guys. So let's go to, should we do Google Earth? What do you think? Google Earth or Google Maps? Which ones do you guys like better? Let's try Earth. I'm not as good with navigating Google Earth, to be honest. I'm better with the maps for some reason, but we're going to just go there. All right, let's see. Did you guys miss me? I missed you guys a lot. Did Meg just say, look at Meg is badass. She just said, gonna listen while I'm cutting the grass. Just wanted to pop in and chat and say hi. Meg, you go do the grass right now. Look at you. All right, it's just loading, guys. Give me a second. Come on, Google Earth. We don't got all day for you. Tick tock, tick tock. And of course, it would be taking forever. So while that loads, there it is. Let's do this. Oh, it's already where I want it. Perfect. Okay. So you guys, I'm not looking at the comments. Give me 1 second. Let me get everything together. So let's do this. Stop sharing. Share screen. Let's do entire screen. Okay. Now, is the audio muffled? I'm wondering if it's when I share my screen this way, it makes it like that. Can you guys let me know? Miss Emotion says, yes, I missed you, but you've been working your ass off this week. Actually, I have. Every single night I've been trying my hardest. How's the sound? Let me know. Anybody? Is it still good? Rose, do you really? Okay, so I'm gonna, you're gonna have to give me some advice in a little bit. All right, let's get started. So let me figure out how I'm gonna do this. Look at me. All right, let's put this there. Okay, hold on. Let me take that off the screen. How do I? Hold on, guys. All right, hold on. I'm trying to take that off the screen. Don't worry, I'll be back to normal after today with going live. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's put this here. Yeah, okay. And let's close this out. Let's put this here. How does that look on the screen? Hold on. All right. Hold on, let me make me small. And there you go. All right, where did it go? Hold on, guys. Do, do, do. I just want to see. Really, Valerie? Sorry. Okay. So, how does the map look on your end? All right, let me zoom in. So, for some of you that are familiar with the case, this right here is going to be Whispering Oak Ranch. This is going to be, if you remember, the wedding that took place that weekend. This is it right here. Now, where the women were camping is going to be right here. Let me zoom in. Let me put more there so we know. Should we do that one? What does that one look like? All right. What? I'm totally all over the place. Oh my gosh. If you want to unsubscribe, go ahead. I don't blame you right now. I'm a mess. I'm just a mess. Mess right now. Once I get the hang of it, we'll be good. All right, so let me move this way. Sorry, while we wait while it loads. All right, so I'm gonna start reading while it loads up here. So while it loads, let me know what it looks like then. It looks pretty good. Okay. Thanks, Heather, because I'm totally like making an ass of myself. I'm usually pretty better than this. All right. So let me start reading while this is loading, and then I can show you guys where we're camping at. All right. So I'm not going to look at chat while I'm reading, guys, because I easily, obviously, can see how fast I get distracted with things. So, okay. So this event is going to be the search warrant, and it was released to the public. It was unsealed, I believe, on the 22nd of February, either the 18th or the 22nd, and I think it does state it on here at the very end. Okay, so I'm not going to read word for word. I learned my lesson when I did that for the Tristan Bailey case. And who remembers when I did the report? I think it was like a 4-hour live. So this is only 8 pages, so I'll read most of it, but not word for word. Okay, guys, just so you know. All right, ready? Are you guys ready? Hey, Apple of His Eye. Hey, Open Minds. And everybody coming in to chat. Hello. All right, so this is the undersigned affiant investigator Nathaniel Franklin Whitney of Grand County Sheriff's Office, upon an oath or written affidavit subscribed under criminal penalty, declares that your affiant has reasons to believe that on the persons described as blank, a white 27-year-old male born, and then of course they redact his birthday date, on the vehicles described as a Till 2009 Subaru Outback with Ohio plates. So this is going to be the search warrant for this 27-year-old man and his vehicle, his vehicle. Now, in the city of Moab, county of Grand, state of Utah, there is now certain properties or evidence described as any firearms, ammunition, gloves, or evidence, and that said property or evidence was unlawfully acquired or is unlawfully possessed, has been used or is possessed for the purpose of being used to commit or conceal the commissions of an offense, or is evidence of illegal conduct. Affiant believes that the property of evidence described above is evidence of the crime or crimes of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and then you guys can read the rest of it because not trying to say some of those words here on YouTube. All right, so right here is usually where they go over all the qualifications of the person who, the officer, that is the one, like the one who arrests the officer, or the one writing the report. And so I'm just going to read it to you. So, the facts to establish the grounds for insurance of a search warrant are, and then now it's going to go over all of this officer's his whole record of everything he's done. So I am an investigator for the Grand County Sheriff's Office and have been employed by them since July 10th of '06. From the start of my employment until February 12th of '09, I worked in the Grand County Jail supervising inmates and maintaining a secure correctional facility. Since February 12th of '09, I have been a patrol deputy. Now, during my employment as a patrol deputy, I have conducted or assisted with investigations including SA, you see the rest, witness tampering cases, several domestic violence cases, harassment, and protective order or violation cases. I have also received training in basic and advanced cell phone data, forensic technology, and am able to examine phones and have knowledge on the uses of. Hold on, my ears are like so plugged right now. Since the 13th of January of 2014, I have been assigned to the investigation arm and the Grand County Sheriff's Office, where I have since had advanced training in interview with interrogation techniques, death investigation as a medical examiner, investigator, and for forensic child interviews. He also goes on to state that I have also conducted and participated in several major crime task force operations, including homicide investigation, financial crime investigation, oh my gosh, and plenty more. And plenty more things. All right, let's move on to why we are here. Okay, now on August 18th, 2021, at approximately 11:20 hours, I was dispatched to a campsite near the LaSalle Loop Road with the GPS locations, and it gives the coordinates. So let's see. Where am I? Okay, so you guys see the birds in the back? Birds are so relaxing, in my opinion. All right. Oh, that's why it looks weird to me. Hold on, I need to look at my map a certain way, the direction. I don't know if you guys are like that, but I a certain way. Okay, here we go. So this area is going to be where the women were actually camping. Let me zoom out a little bit. Right here. I don't know the exact placement, but this is going to be it right here. And hold on. Let's see. Map style. I just want to make sure I have it on the correct map style. Everything. Yeah, okay. All right, so again, this is where they were camping. So when I arrived on scene, I noted a blue Kia Sorento, a single camp tent, a makeshift rabbit shelter, and normal amenities for a long-term campsite. I do just want to say their vehicle was not actually blue. I believe it was silver. Now, in a nearby creek, two female bodies were found. The bodies were identified as belonging to Crystal Turner and her wife, Kylen Schulte. Both women were undressed from the waist down. One had on a bra that was raised to expose her breast, and the other was dressed only in a tank top. After removing the bodies from the water, both were found to have multiple gunshot wounds to their back, sides, and or chest. These two women were reported missing on Monday, August 16th, 2021. Now, I also want to make sure I say that it has also now come out that the women were not actually SA. I know a lot of us, we all thought they were based off of how they were found, but no, there was no SA done to the women. So, them being found like this, I know people have stated that possibly, the women were being intimate and that's why they were found half undressed and this guy, creeped up on them, caught them off guard. Others have thought possibly they were probably sleeping. I know a lot of people that are from this area, they were stating that, you know, it's actually pretty hot during this time. So, you know, sleeping like that could have definitely been a possibility with just a shirt. The only thing that causes me to question if this person or persons who did this to the women, if after the fact, knowing that now they weren't SA since, and I believe it was Kylen who was found, correct me you guys in chat, but I believe it was Kylen who was found with the top, with her bra up and exposing her breast. But to me, I can't help and wonder if after this person or persons did this to the women, if after this creepy dude, I don't know, lifted her shirt, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I think that's possibly why her shirt was lifted up because I don't know, just it makes more sense to me that it would be like that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Now, while processing the scene, law enforcement was told that Kylen had mentioned to her friends that if something happened to them, that they were murdered. Kylen had went on to say that there was a creepy man around their camp and they had been intimidated by him. Kylen and Crystal were reported to be last seen at Woody's Tavern. Now, the bar security, which we've looked at before on here, it shows them at the bar with video taken the night of August 13th, 2021, and leaving the bar at 20:30 hours. So what is that? 8:30, I believe it is, p.m. On the night of August 17th now. Okay, so now this is like this information I just read to you guys. We've already known this before. It's been released to us. This next information is going to be the search warrant that was unsealed and we're learning about. So let's get to it. Okay. And I hope I'm not being too loud, you guys. Now, on the night of August 17th, okay, August 17th, Deputy Palmer made a traffic stop on a Till Subaru Outback displaying an Ohio plate of, and of course, a redacted, and driven by, and it possibly most likely gives his race and then his name. Blank is originally from Ohio but resides in the Moab area and has a Utah license. Blank was so unnerving that the veteran, check this out, that the veteran law enforcement officer decided not to write the speeding ticket as he did not want to take his eyes off of Blank. So this guy was acting so unnerving that this veteran, not a rookie, a veteran officer, didn't want to write a ticket because he didn't want to take his eyes off of this dude. Like, what the hell? Do I need to be acting crazy when I get a speeding ticket? I'm just kidding, but still, what the heck? So I asked Deputy Palmer why he was so concerned about Blank's actions. Deputy Palmer stated that Blank acted oddly for being pulled over for speeding, almost a combination of euphoria and that he had been caught doing something wrong. So this dude was acting like happy and excited, but then also he was a combination with, you know, being like if he had did something so weird. We were later told that Blank had been seen around town and that he routinely sleeps in his vehicle. One party stated that she had to make Blank leave her place of business as he makes unwanted advances towards women and makes them feel uneasy. So this guy, when I first read this, I was like thinking, okay, yeah, this guy definitely is fitting that creepy dude description. When Blank was interviewed on August 18th, 2021, and remember the women, their bodies were discovered also on the 18th. So when he was interviewed, on August 18th, 2021 at Moonflower Market, his place of work. It gets better. I noted that Blank was very thin of build and tall, making the carotid artery close to the surface. Now, his demeanor was similar to people that I have had interactions with who had untreated mental health issues. Now, Blank would often make vague references when asked direct questions, stare vacantly at the person talking to him, and answer in a non-committal ways. Blank was asked if he knew Kylen. He said he had seen her in the Moonflower Market regularly where he was currently working, but he had never worked with her. When asked about his interactions with Kylen, he rambled about the state of interactions between two people. Kylen, now this, they messed up right here, so it must be this guy because it makes no sense if it says Kylen. So blank was asked if all the interactions with Kylen were good. Blank stated that depending on the day the interactions had with other people could be good or bad depending on people's feelings. So again, it goes back to how the officer said that when he was asked about interactions with Kylen, he kind of just rambled. And what did he say? He kind of just rambled about the state of interactions between two people. Like it didn't even make sense, his answer. I asked how would he react to being rejected or scorned. Blank again just rambled, but essentially stated that he would just experience it. So again, I don't know. Okay, hold on. Now, I then asked Blank if he had ever seen Kylen or her wife around town. Remember, he says he worked there with Kylen, but he never had interactions with her, and you're going to understand why right now. Now, Blank said that he did not know they were married. Blank went on to say that he knew that Kylen had a female acquaintance and he had seen them together in McDonald's when he went in to get some fries. So this guy would go to McDonald's, and we know that Crystal worked at McDonald's, okay? Now, this officer says this was concerning because Crystal had worked at McDonald's. Kylen and Crystal kept their van in the parking lot and often slept in that van. So how would he not know they were together? I really question it. And the reason I question that is because from Kylen's dad, from other people that knew them, I watched an interview with one of Kylen's friends, and Kylen and Crystal, even the owner from Woody, in on his statement that he put out on Woody's Facebook page, these two were very affectionate to one another. They were always kissing, holding hands. There was no doubt that you would see them and think they weren't together. So him stating he didn't know they were together, but yet he went to McDonald's and seen them together. Not, you know what I mean? And then he also seen Kylen at Moonflower, and we know Crystal would always go there. I don't believe him. I don't believe that statement. I'm just letting everybody know I don't believe that without a doubt, because everybody else has said these two were always affectionate to one another. All right, where did I leave off? Sorry, I just rambled a little bit. Now, Kylen and Crystal kept their van in the parking lot and often slept in that van. I asked Blank, this officer straight out asked him. I asked Blank if he had killed Kylen and Crystal. He said he had not. I then asked if he had a problem with gay people. Blank said no, that he was open-minded that way, but that he was a straight man. He then rambled again, then concluded that he often didn't find women attractive. I don't know what to say to that. I asked Blank if he had ever had interactions with law enforcement. He stated he was stopped for walking with an open container when he was younger. When I asked about recent law enforcement interaction, he said he had none. Blank was then asked about the traffic stop the night previous. He stated it was a good experience. Sorry, don't mean to laugh. When Blank was told that we were investigating the deaths of Kylen and Crystal, he swallowed, but had no other outward signs of nervousness or surprise. He did not shift stance. He looked from the second investigator to me. I wonder if he was like thinking what he was thinking at that moment. Where did I leave it? He looked at the other investigator to me. His carotid artery did not pulse and his chest did not move quickly. The shifting of gaze was likely him. His reaction, let me see where I go, as in common in people who like to run. And just real quick, mods, unless it's important, don't text me right now. It's a distraction, mods. Okay, when Blank was asked if he knew his whereabouts for Friday night, Saturday night, or Sunday night, he could not give any times. and stated he would travel to a spot that he often slept at, as it was away from people. And I thought that was interesting because Sean Paul, Kylen's dad, also said that the women like to camp away from everybody. They didn't like to go to places where there was a lot of people camping there. They also like to go where it was just them who would be there. So I thought it was interesting that he also states that. Now, Blank described the location that he would normally sleep at as 100 to 300 yards up the loop road from the Moab overlook on a dirt road. So I was trying to figure out um, is there anybody that's from the area in my chat? Anybody? I'm wondering. Okay, so this is their campsite, right? And they stated, what did they say? Yards up the loop road from the Moab overlook on a dirt road. So, hold on. Does anybody know exactly where that would be here? Hold on. See, this is all right here, the loop road, all of this. I'm just trying to wonder exactly where that is exactly on the map. I'm wondering if, okay, so it's is it blurry on your guys' end? Right, Kara, I'm straight and not attracted to males, but I'm not dating. But then he also said he's not really attracted. He don't find women attractive. I'm trying to see if there's any people from the area on here. Okay, thank you, Amber. Because I was wondering if it would be up here. Oh, wow. We'll see. All right, let me get back to where they were. And I'm looking to see how it looks on your end. Hey, D-Man, what's up? Okay, I don't see anybody that's from the area here, so I'm just going to continue reading. Okay. Where did I leave off now? Okay, so, oops. Okay. Now again, Moab overlook on a dirt road, and that he had left a blanket there. He had no one to corroborate his story of his location. I asked Blank if I talked to other people on the mountain if they would have seen his car other places on the mountain. Now Blank hesitated. Check this out. He said maybe because he messes around a lot. I don't know what that would even mean. I asked Blank if I could search his car. Now, he hesitated and then he declined, so he did not allow them to look at his car. As we left the market, we were informed that Blank was hired. Now, check this part out, you guys. He was hired on Monday, August 16th, 2021. So, if you remember the timeline of dates, hold on, I'm going to look down. August 13th, Kylen and Crystal were last seen at Woody's, okay? And this is where they told their friends that they went there with that there was this creeper dude at the campsite, and if anything happened to them, they were murdered, okay? August 14th, law enforcement believes the women were murdered on that day. August 15th, Crystal had a no-call, no-show for her job at McDonald's. August 16th, both women had a no-show, no-call for their place of work. Also on August 16th, police were called and the women were reported missing. Now, on August 16th, this dude starts working at Moonflower. And I kept thinking, who in their right mind would commit a crime like this and then go back to where one of the victims worked? But I'm going to be honest, I honestly thought of the Cash Gernon case with Darian Brown. He allegedly, I gotta say allegedly, I know he's, gonna go, well, he's not gonna go to trial. We're waiting on all of that. They found him incompetent. But anyways, he, allegedly did that to Cash, then goes back to where he allegedly kidnapped Cash and was back there again. And if you remember, he was just talking to himself. So stranger things have happened. And if this guy did suffer from some type of mental illness, like this officer is, in the beginning, how he said, my God, what if, I don't know. I just think it's so strange that he started working there on the 16th. Crazy. Now, let's see. He was hired on Monday, August 16th. And that he did frequent the Moonflower Market. So even before he worked there, he would go there frequently, and that's how he would see Kylen there, okay? Now, again, he said he's never worked with her or allegedly, I guess, spoken to her. Now, while he had not had any issues with Kylen, but that Blank had given a different female cashier a red rose. So he didn't have any interactions with Kylen, but he did give one of the cashiers a red rose. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting roses, but I don't know. With everything else we've heard from a different lady saying she had to have him leave her place of business because he was, um, doing giving creepy vibes and advancements on the women and unwanted advancements, and they told him to leave, and now he's giving a female cashier a red rose, but then he also stated he's not attracted to women. I don't know. Law enforcement located 2 blankets. Now, they located 2 blankets and a jacket, and they give the coordinates of where it was discovered. They observed what they believed to be blood on the jacket in the general location that Blank had described. So, blanket and a jacket, believed to be blood on a jacket, okay? Now, the location was essentially a gap in juniper trees without a fire ring. Does anyone know what that means? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Or any other establishment. This location would cause Kylen and Crystal to pass it on their way to their campsite. So wherever, again, I'm not sure where that is on the map. If anyone can let me know in chat so I can look at it, I would appreciate that. But the women would have to pass where this guy was camping to get to where they were. And Margie, thank you so much for that super chat. How are you doing, love? Margie's my BF. Hillary says, sorry, just joined. Which man are we talking about? So Hillary, the Grand County recently released, they unsealed a search warrant for a 27-year-old man that they did a traffic stop on, who was acting so strangely that they actually went to question him about Kylen and Crystal's murder. And that's what we're going over today. Fire pit? Is that what that would mean, Miss Emotions? I honestly didn't know. DC. I'm going to go into, because after this, I'm going to read a statement by Grand County, and then we know evidence obviously was taken in, and I'll pull up exactly what they took, because they do go over everything they brought in with forensics. But it looks like law enforcement, this guy has been cleared, believe it or not. Believe it or not. Oh yeah, they do. They did. Good girl, goody girl, really? She says, I didn't know anything about this. Okay, let me continue reading. I have a couple other videos about this, so if you want to check them out too, it goes more into details of the case and stuff like that. Where did we leave off? Um, While at the location, several thunderstorms hit the area. As the sergeant and deputy collected the two blankets and jacket, so they were fearing that, I guess, because of the weather, it probably might destroy any potential evidence. Now, where this man camped at is this location is 8.8 miles via road from the scene where Kylen and Crystal were found, but is less than 4 miles if a straight path is taken. So it's not far from where the girls were camping. Um, Now, Blank's behavior, his inability to account for whereabouts, and the fact that law enforcement observed and collected a jacket that may have blood evidence from the location that Blank had mentioned, makes it imperative that law enforcement explore this avenue of inquiry. Now, due to the mobile nature of the vehicle and the fact that Blank is living out of his vehicle, it is likely that any evidence of the crimes committed would be located in the car. Now, the car is currently located parked on the street near Moonflower Market and is being surveyed. So they're surveillancing it by law enforcement and will be held pending the outcome of this warrant. Now, while they were, watching the vehicle, observing the vehicle, um, a female spoke with the deputy at this assignment. Now, this female stated she currently worked with Blank and had worked with him in the past. This female stated that Blank had claimed to be able to hear other people's voices. This female also said that when she told Blank of Kylen and Crystal dying, his reaction was somewhat indifferent, but with a small amount of shock. I swear this guy just fits the creepy description, in my opinion. Okay, so then let's see. So this just says pretty much that the search warrant will be issued. And then, so right here it says that the search warrant, that it will, they ordered for it to be sealed, and it would be sealed until, February 18th for the following reasons, and it gives the reasons why they sealed it. Now, when the 18th came around, Grand County, they decided to unseal it, and like I said in the beginning, that's when we got our hands on it. So let me pull up, how am I sharing my screen? All of it? Okay, hold on. Let's pull this up. Now, this was a statement. Can you guys see that? Okay, let's see. So I don't like the way that looks. All right, hold on. Let's see, let's share one page because it's distracting. Let's do right here. So this was released from Grand County Sheriff's. Now, like I said, I just think this guy fit the creepy freaking description. Remember last time I asked you ladies in chat, I said, it's interesting that Kylen and Crystal used the word creepy. Like, what would make a guy creepy to you? And I had asked you guys, yeah, what would give you that creepy vibe? I don't know about you guys, but everything we heard about this dude represents creepy to me. But it looks like he's been cleared, believe it or not. So I don't recall when this actually was put out, but this was released by, obviously, again, Grand County Sheriff's, and it states that the Grand County Sheriff's Office recently allowed multiple sealed search warrants, which had been filed in the initial days of the South Mesa double homicide. Now, they allowed it to expire rather than extend them. These warrants relate to searches for various persons, locations, and database in an attempt to obtain evidence related to the case. Now, one of these warrants refer to a blanket and a jacket owned by a named individual. Now, Again, it was taken from his campsite near South Mesa. Grand County Sheriff's Office allowed the warrant, seal on this warrant to expire because forensic analysts determined there was no related evidence on the items. The individual was ruled out as a suspect early in the investigation, and the individual was already well known to Moab community. Now, that statement, the individual was already well known to the Moab community. What do you guys think that means? I can only gather that maybe because we know Moab is so small. I believe the population, correct me if I'm wrong, is what? 5,000 people, I think it is. It's extremely small. To me, that's small. I'm coming from Los Angeles County or overpopulated. But I'm wondering if it's because if this guy was the one who did the crime, then Crystal, since he says he's been to Moonflower and he's been to McDonald's, even though he didn't have interaction with the women, is this statement because the women would have seen him, and when they told their friends, it would have been more like, hey, I seen this creepy guy before, I seen him at Moonflower, or I seen this creepy guy before, I seen him at McDonald's. Maybe if they didn't know his name or interacted with him, I'm assuming that's why they made that comment right there. I don't know. What do you guys think? And the individual was already well known to the Moab community. I thought so too, Open Minds. I really did. I thought he fit it to the T. He was 27, Karen, 27 years old. And do you guys remember? I believe it was Bullhorn Betty. She interviewed the coworkers from McDonald's. Was it her that did it? Do you guys remember? And they talked about somebody who worked there who didn't pick up a check or something like that. I got to go back and rewatch that. No, he was 27, Miss Emotions. Let me get back to the StreamYard chat. Let me see. Now, it does go on to say that we thank the public, and it also just goes on to say that we request that people be careful about sharing information on social media. The same thing that they say with every single case. And again, if you guys have any information, anybody has information, please contact the Grand County Sheriff's Office at 435-259-8115 or 435-259-1397. So this guy, it looks like he's been cleared. I do wonder though, because it mentions nothing about his vehicle. Was his vehicle ever searched? There's no mention of that. Like what was the findings if they did? So I'm wondering if they only searched the campsite that he was at, and that's when they got the blanket and the jacket. But was his vehicle never searched? And if it was never searched, why not? Maybe because nothing came from, maybe that blood or whatever it was found on his jacket must not have been Kylen or Crystal's, I'm assuming. I don't know, but I'm still left with questions, and I'm sorry, but this guy to me just fits a creepy dude. And he was right by them. Let me see. Let me see what you guys are saying. Miss Emotions, they released this information. I believe it got released to the public on February 22nd, because that's when I started seeing news stations covering it. And then, if you remember, the private investigator that's helping Sean Paul, the family, out with this, he actually spoke about this on Court TV, and I'm going to play that for you guys because he does talk about it. I try to go back to Sean Paul's Facebook to see if he mentioned anything, how he felt about it. And I didn't have enough time to go through everything with the group, but I did want to see what his take on all of this was, but I wasn't able to find anything. Wait, he had blood on him, but it wasn't with of the girls. Whose blood was it? Well, remember in the warrant, it said that a jacket was found and there was blood on it. I'm guessing it must not have been the girls because from what Grand County Sheriff is saying is that the forensic analysts determined there was no related evidence on the items. So it could have been his blood, it could have been an animal. It doesn't state, but he was ruled out as a suspect. I just want to know about the vehicle. That's what I'm wondering about. Definitely, definitely. It seems like no, it didn't. Open minds. But you know what? Sometimes with cases though, the when it goes cold and it'll be like 25 years, and then they bring new people in, and then they look at everything with fresh eyes and ears, and then sometimes it ends up being the suspect they first questioned. So I don't know. To me, this guy just seems sketchy as hell. That's just my personal opinion. Um, and it did just also just let me know, which I already knew this, but it just kind of like, okay, we don't know everything law enforcement is doing with cases. Obviously, they keep everything, quiet. They don't let us know things. So we may be thinking, oh, nothing's going on. They're doing nothing. And getting upset over it. But there's a lot that we just don't know. And this is a perfect example of that. Let me pull up the interview that the private investigator did so we can listen to that. All right, let's go to YouTube. My ears are so plugged. I don't know what it is when I go live. I don't know if because I have the door closed in here. I don't know. Let's see. Miss Emotion says, yes, they've solved cases and saw they interviewed that. Yes, exactly. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Does this guy seem kind of creepy to you? Just everything the officer said. And I mean, the officer didn't even want to write him a ticket because he was acting erratic. He didn't want to take his eyes off of him. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, that's crazy. Okay. Yep, a perfect example right there too. Just like the missing boys case. Yes, the West boys. Yes. All right, let me find. Let's go to Court TV. And I believe this interview was probably 8 days ago, I think it was. So let me pull that up. Let's go to their videos. Is Dee in my chat or no? Has she been here or she's not here? Here we go. Yeah, it was 8 days ago this interview was. So let me share my screen. Give me a second. Okay. Let's stop sharing this one. And let's share this one. Okay. You haven't seen her, Karen? Okay. I was talking to her in the morning. Oh, me too. And they had they pled not guilty today. And we already knew because they don't have no bail. So happy about that. I actually, when we first learned that Trezal was all that information that he was actually being charged, I stood up so late I couldn't go to sleep. I was like checking the system to see if they had been brought in, and then someone shared on my Facebook group another channel was live and captured the RV being towed and all that stuff. And then I went in the system, and sure enough, they had both of them in the system, and they're both being charged. So I am so happy with that. In fact, I was waiting for today to see what happened today. So maybe tomorrow or Monday I'll go live with it, but I was waiting to get all the information first. Okay, so let's listen to this. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Full screen. Hi, how are you? Let me see. I know. I hope they give up the location too. And that's another thing with the boys though. I'm just thinking like honestly, I really believed that you guys are probably going to think I'm crazy, but I thought they were like they sold the children, to be honest with you. I thought they sold the children for some reason. I didn't believe they ever made it to California City. I didn't believe that. But I just kept thinking, two kids. You harmed two kids? I mean, let alone one kid, but two? It just, even still now, I'm just can't wrap my head over it. But we'll go into that when we cover the case. Um, okay. All right. So let me open the garage, guys. Give me 1 second, okay? Give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. Okay, let me get back to you guys. All right. Now let's watch this. Let me mute.
I'm Vinnie Politan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here on Closing Arguments. And there's something in the air because it seems during this hour, things are starting to heat up in a lot of the cases and investigations that are going on in the stories and mysteries that we've been following. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about Kylen Schulte and Crystal Turner. They were newlyweds out in Utah, Moab, Utah, and they lived the van life. And this story we covered before Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito and told stories about their van life. This was the first time I ever heard that term, the van life. And, you know, they worked, but when it was time to go home, they would go home to a van and campsites. They weren't living a super traditional life. But tragically, in the beautiful, beautiful scenic Moab, Utah, they were both murdered. And the case has not been solved. Here's Lauren Steinbrecher from our affiliate KSTU with the background on the murder of this newlywed couple.
With positive vibes and nothing but joy in her smile, to Bridget Calvert, her niece Kylen Schulte was a ray of light.
Her having such a beautiful soul, to see it complemented with someone like Crystal, that they could really enjoy life and do it together.
Kylen and her wife, Crystal Turner, got married 4 months ago, loved living van life, and called the outdoors around Moab home. Many people knew the couple around town, which is why when the two were no-call, no-shows to work, it was clear something was wrong. The family, all out of state, say police searched, but it wasn't until an acquaintance drove out to the South Mesa area in the La Salle Mountains that they discovered the horrifying news.
She was on the phone with my brother when she pulled up to the car. She looks at the site and sees a body and tells my brother that he sent a text that said it's Kylen and Crystal.
The Grand County Sheriff's Office confirmed the two women were shot and killed, they believe, by someone else.
The evidence that we've gathered at this time, that's what it's led us to believe was an isolated incident.
That's all they can say for now. Bridget explained how friends told them the couple mentioned a man creeping them out near their campsite.
Saturday that they met up with, they said they were going to go move. They were going to go pack up and move their campsite. That it was like he was still creeping them out.
The family is hoping someone can help them find answers.
What is very uncomforting is that there 100% is a murderer on the loose.
A murderer who took two lives away, but the family says will never put out the light, the love of Kylen and Crystal.
We're going to let their love light shine that they had the most beautiful love, and that light is not stopping.
All right, folks, it's still unsolved. I'm putting the phone number up. Grand County Sheriff's Office, if you were in or around Moab, Utah, or maybe you heard something from a friend who was there, or a friend of a, doesn't matter. Here's the number, 435-259-8115, 435-259-8115. Now, you heard all this talk about a creepy guy, the creepy guy. Well, an affidavit for one of the search warrants that was executed in this case has been released, and there's some information on here. Extremely interesting, suspicious, makes you really think, you know, is this the creepy guy? Let me read part of that affidavit for you. Again, this is an affidavit for a search warrant just released. On the night of 8/17/21, Deputy Palmer made a traffic stop on a Subaru Outback driven by the subject. The subject was so unnerving that the veteran law enforcement officer decided not to write the speeding ticket, as he did not want to take his eyes off of the subject. Wow. The deputy stated that the subject acted oddly for being pulled over for speeding, almost a combination of euphoria and that he had been caught doing something wrong. We were later told that the subject had been seen around town and that he routinely sleeps in his vehicle. One party stated that she had to make the subject leave her place of business as he makes unwanted advances towards women and makes them feel uneasy. Kind of creepy, right? The subject was asked if he knew Kylen, and he said he had seen her in the Moonflower Market regularly, where he was currently working but had never worked with her. Unbelievable comment. The Moonflower Market, folks, that's where Kylen worked. That's where Brian Laundrie was seen slapping Gabby Petito. And now we've got the subject of this search warrant was working there as well. All right. What does this all mean? Let's bring in tonight's guest. Joining me in Salt Lake City, Utah, retired police commander, host of the Profiling Evil podcast, Mike King. Also in Salt Lake City, I guess they call it SLC, right? If you're in, right? Utah, private investigator Jason Jensen is with us. He's also working this case, and joining us by phone, of course, also in Salt Lake City, Utah, ABC4 reporter Marcos Ortiz is with us. Great to have everyone here from Salt Lake City. I've been there many times, I think about 8 times, but many years ago. I'm just going to start with Marcos with ABC4. Marcos, thanks so much for joining us tonight. What are you hearing? What's the latest from investigators in terms of trying to find out who murdered this newlywed couple?
Well, it's hard to say what the investigators are thinking because they're still keeping this close to the vest. They're not talking publicly. I put in several calls today with the Grand County Sheriff's Department. No one has returned the call. And that's been their MO from the outset. They just will not release anything public. So we don't know what they're thinking or what's happening internally. But in talking with the cousin, Diane Brooke, she is the cousin of Crystal Turner. She's very pleased to have this information. It confirms her thoughts from the past, and that is that they are working this case, to continuing to work this case. And she said that, she'll wait. She'll wait a year. She'll wait 2 years. There's no hurry. What she wants is justice, and what she wants is to make sure that they get the right person for this crime.
Jason Jensen, private investigator, working this case. I'm reading this. The only thing that strikes me about it is if they work together, then it would seem that if there was a creepy guy hanging around, maybe they would have known who the creepy guy was if it's the subject of this search warrant. Tell me what you can tell me and what you know tonight, Jason.
Right. It's interesting that this guy picked up the job after Kylen is deceased, but was a regular there at the marketplace, because if you read through the affidavit for the warrant, he started on the 16th. Well, we know that this is the time frame that Kylen was missing. So they eventually figure out that she was likely murdered on the 14th. but they don't find her body till the 18th. So the timing of this is really weird. But given the fact that this is a warrant that was executed around the time that her body was found, we're talking 5 months ago. So the question begs now whether or not this is still a person of interest for them, because you would think that once the warrant was executed, they would have found the fruits of the crime, because they're asking in the warrant for to seek gun, ammo, gloves, and any evidence. One of the things that they mentioned is a jacket that they had interest in because there was a blood stain on it. What is the result of all that? Did this eliminate him as a suspect, or is he still somewhere on the radar?
Mike King, from this part of the search warrant, I'm going to read a little bit more of it in just a bit, but the thing that struck me is, and I always think of, your podcast, Profiling Evil. This is evil that would take the lives of these two women. This veteran law enforcement officer is making a traffic stop and is so unnerved, doesn't want to leave to write the speeding ticket. That tells me volumes about how creepy this guy was.
And I think if you talk to any police officer, they've all probably experienced a similar dynamic where they just have shivers running up and down their spine saying something's not right and I need to keep my eyes on this individual. I had flashbacks as you were reading through that, Vinny, of interviewing a couple of serial killers in particular who would get euphoric, and you used the word, and they used the word in the affidavit, euphoric feeling. They would get euphoric as they were kind of visualizing and reliving the experience of committing a homicide. Now, this is a couple of days after, if Jason's got the times dialed in right, and he's been, right on the ground there working with the family and with law enforcement. But that is a really peculiar term, and it's something that I've witnessed a number of times where I've seen them, especially if you get a predator who's reliving the experience and talking through the experience. Now, on the flip side, it could be a red herring. I've been pulled over. I've never been euphoric about it, but my pulse has been running, and I've been dealing with law enforcement my entire life. So it's hard to take that and go too far with it. It's going to be really interesting to see what additional information comes out. And I got to hand it to Sheriff White and his team down there. I worked homicides when I was running cold cases for the Attorney General. I worked homicides with Sheriff White on a number of occasions, and I know that he's very good at what he does. But putting a case like this together really takes a long time, as you well know, Vinny, and we all have to be just a little bit patient when we don't want to be, in hopes that they put all the puzzle pieces together so that it's a case that really sticks and they're able to get a conviction when the day comes.
All right, Mike King, I heard you say you want to hear some more. Let me get to more of this affidavit.
Good, let's do it.
Because there is more, folks. Wait till you hear this. Okay. The subject was asked if he knew his whereabouts for Friday night, Saturday night, or Sunday night. He could not give any times and stated he would travel to a spot that he often slept at as it was away from people. That's creepy. Described the location that he would normally sleep at as 100 to 300 yards up the loop road from the Moab overlook on a dirt road, and that he had left a blanket there. He had no one to corroborate his story or his location. Law enforcement located 2 blankets and a jacket, and they observed what they believed to be blood on the jacket, just as Jason Jensen told us. This location would cause Kylen and Crystal to pass it on their way to their campsite. They've got to go past this location. This location is 8.8 miles via the road from the scene where Kylen and Crystal were found, but is less than 4 miles if a straight path is taken. Marcos Ortiz, ABC4 reporter in Salt Lake City, Utah. I know you've read through this affidavit. What are some of the questions that you have tonight after reading through this?
Well, I agree with you. There's a lot of things when I read through this. It just struck me every time I read one sentence and then another. It was like creepy. This is not normal. And One thing also I might point out that at the bottom of the search warrant, I don't know if you saw this at all, but when they went into, they wanted to search his car. They were hoping to find a lot of different pieces of evidence that would connect him to the murder, the firearms, ammunition, gloves, things of this nature. But when you read the return search warrant, these are the items that, and Mike, you can verify this. The return search warrant is what they actually found, and it wasn't much that they found: 2 cloth hats, 1 long sleeve shirt. So maybe that's the reason why this has taken a little bit longer than people would hope so.
Jason Jensen, remind us a little bit about the scene where Kylen and Crystal were murdered and how they were murdered.
Sure. This was a dispersed open area campsite where you don't have to pay a fee there, and it's not marked with concrete or anything like that. It's basically the wilderness, and while there's a couple sets of groves of trees there, there's a couple of fire pits there where oftentimes people set up camp there for either the elk season, or they also call it bear camp for when it's not elk season. And it's like 100 feet to 150 feet off of the main road, the LaSalle Loop Road, where you can see a vehicle there from the main road. But so if you were driving by, if you knew that that's their car, you would know that where they were camping. But it's very serene, it's very quiet, it's off the beaten path where you don't have to worry about all the Moab visitors coming there for the arches or anything like that, because it's the opposite end of Moab, away from all the national parks.
Mike King, what Jason is telling me, it sounds like it's someone who's a little bit more familiar with the area, not necessarily one of these drifters that's just flowing through if you're off the beaten path a little bit there.
It really makes you start to wonder if they were targeted and this was fantasized and thought out, or if it was an opportunistic kind of a killing where someone just happened to be at the right spot at the wrong time for this couple. And that's what's really challenging in these kinds of cases. But man, doesn't this make you want to know if they collected that jacket and tested the DNA in that blood and the DNA on the jacket to kind of put 2 and 2 together? I hope that shoe will drop soon too.
Absolutely. Marcos Ortiz from ABC4 out in Salt Lake City. Let me ask you about the community reaction to all of this. If there was a murder like this in my community, and obviously it's different than Moab. Moab is much more beautiful and spread out and is what it is. But how about the community there? Is there any fear that there is some sort of a homicidal maniac out there who hasn't been caught?
I don't sense that they have that fear. But I'll tell you what, they're very interested. This is a small town in southeast Utah. And unlike Salt Lake City, when there's a homicide here, it's a major city. It's the biggest city in Utah. And it just is kind of like you don't have that kind of reaction that you have in a small community. In this town of Moab, what I've been finding out is that people are very interested in this case. I mean, you put something on social media, even a story of this, and you get so much reaction, so many comments from people. I've just never had that kind of reaction from a community. But in reading through some of these threads, I don't sense that they are afraid, that they're fearing that this person is going to strike again. It's almost got to believe that this was a one-time event that happened. And I might want to add something too that in terms of his campsite. You kind of wonder how long had he been at that campsite, because as you recall from one of the earlier exchanges, I think it was Kylen or either Kylen or Crystal had said that this man was going to go get some clothes and food and be right back. Well, you read the warrant. Where he was at was only 4 miles away if you took a straight shot, or 8 miles by the road. So that kind of falls in place with what we've been hearing lately.
Absolutely. Jason Jensen, I want to get back to that Moonflower Market. Is this the only place in town? Because every story, every person.
Hold on, I just want to stop it really quick because Miss Emotion said something that I'm like, I have to comment. Definitely, what was your comment? You said that in small towns, let me see, where did it go? You've heard people in small towns won't snitch. And here's the thing, you guys remember when Brian Entin went down there? He's a reporter for, what is it, News Nation. He went out to Moab and he did a whole story on it. And he said that when he went to certain stores, and I think he even went to Woody's, he felt like he wasn't wanted there. People did not want to talk to him, and they were kind of upset that he was there talking and asking questions about the case. He was also there talking about Gabby Petito's case too, but he said that people were really bothered that he was there. And I don't know, I have to agree with you on your comment. I feel that possibly in these small towns that, I don't know, maybe they're scared to talk, or I don't know what it is. I don't know. I feel like with, I don't know, I'm kind of torn. I don't know if I believe the person lived there, because if they lived there and it's such a small town, it just seems like everyone knows everybody there. Kylen and Crystal would have made a comment like, oh, it's Bob from XY. He's being a creep, or you know what I'm saying? But they didn't say anything like that. They just said there was a creepy dude around their campsite, and what was it, that if anything happened to us, we were murdered. But they didn't give no description of the guy. They didn't say they knew him. So, but then I definitely think, based off of how they described the area they were found, definitely someone knows that area. They've had to camp there before. So I don't know. Maybe it's someone who just goes out there to camp and then they leave. Maybe I don't think it's someone there. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Person connected. There's always this thread that goes through the Moonflower Market. And what is this place? And is it like the only place in town?
No, no, no. When it comes to Moonflower, it's more of an organic and like more similar to like a Whole Foods market. There's other markets there. There's a city market, and there's all the convenience stores. But it's a very small town, so they really consider themselves blessed that they would have like a organic food market. But it is that kind of a community, though. They're more organic. They're more into being healthy eaters rather than, fast food. That there is a McDonald's, but that's about it.
Right in line, though, with the life that Kylen was living, to work there and then to live this van life and enjoy the outdoors. All right, Mike King, Jason Jensen staying with us. Marcos Ortiz from ABC4 in Salt Lake City, Utah. Great to have you on the show tonight. You do amazing work, and we hope to have you on again.
Let me see if I can pull up something for you guys real quick. Give me a second. Hold on. Let me see. So what do you guys think? I don't know. I guess this creepy guy isn't going to be the guy, but I don't know. Let me see. Let's see. I want to go over, let's see. Uh-oh, my neighbors are starting to do the yard work. Let's see. Let's stop sharing this. I wanted to, I don't know, I think I'll email to see if it's cool if I play it before I play it. Let me show you guys something really quick. So maybe tomorrow we can, I really want to go over Cindy Sue's interview she did, because she's the one who found the ladies. And she's having a really hard time, I've heard, and I believe she's not doing any more interviews, but I want to go over this in this, no, not this one. Where is it? I believe it's this guy right here. I think it's the Cow Show. He did an interview with Cindy Sue, and it's one of the best interviews I've seen. She says a lot about what she's seen when she went to the campsite, what she observed and everything like that. So, definitely want to go over that with you guys. Let me see. So I'm definitely going to be following this one. I mean, I don't know if you guys follow it, but I follow it, and I always am looking for any updates with it. So I will keep you guys informed with it. Let me go back to that layout. Yeah. So I will definitely keep you guys updated with it. I do want to go live, though. I do want to play Cindy's interview with you. So maybe tomorrow I can squeeze that in sometime. But let me know if you guys want to do that. Open Mind says she has to go. She has to go vacuum. Don't worry, I'm going to wrap it up. I got to actually, my daughter's home now, and she wants to go to the library. So I got to go do mom things. But no, adore you too. I adore you too. Yeah, I know. I don't know how that works, Guy. To be honest with you, I have no idea how that works. I've never done it for a channel, and I see it's the option, so not sure. Not sure. But I want to thank you guys all for being here with me. Hold on. Why do I hear myself? Yeah, she's not into reading, but lately she's into reading, so I'm like, let me take advantage of it. But I just want to thank you guys all for being here with me and discussing this case. Again, these cases like this, I just want to spread awareness. I just want to get awareness out and keep Kylen and Crystal's story out there. And definitely when I read this warrant, I was like, whoa, this guy is definitely creepy. Definitely. I don't know. Even though they say he's been cleared, I just wonder about the search of the vehicle. He declined it, and I wonder, there's no mention of this vehicle being searched. So what happened with that? So thank you, everybody, for being here with me. I really do appreciate it. I am back to going live again. I, was struggling with something, a little stressor in my life, but I had the appointment yesterday and it went great. So I am so happy and so blessed. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. So I'm back to going live and everything. So you're going to get sick of me again, but I'll be live tomorrow. I want to go over the Cindy Sue interview with you guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. So thank you guys all for being here with me. I appreciate all of you. Give it up for my mods. They're amazing. And every member, I appreciate you guys so much. If you have a black skull, you have been with me for so long. So thank you guys so much. So can you play your intro on your lives? You know what? For some reason, it doesn't let me upload the intro I play in my videos for some reason. I've tried that and it don't let me. But I'm going to just play this right here. I wish I could. I don't know. I need to figure it out. I'm using the same app. I'm doing everything the same, but it won't play it. So I need to tweak it. I don't know. And it's the same amount of time. So I don't know. But definitely that intro song, everybody asks about it. Definitely. So thank you guys for being here with me. And again, hopefully you just ignore the beginning of this live. I was all over the place, but I'm back at it. So I'll get the hang of it. So thank all of you guys from the bottom of my heart. And as always, I will talk to you guys all soon.